I'm familiar with Virginia Woolf and the theory of stream of consciousness, that the mind is like a stream carrying its flowsums and jetsams and cascading on and on and on forever. So when I'm painting, I try to let go. I try to undam the power of the mind. I just want to ride the purple clouds of poetry, of sheer emotions, of just sheer feelings. And that's where I owe a lot to music. Most of the time when I'm painting, I'm listening to music, because music helps to elevate me, it gives me a lift. It opens up my soul so that I can transcend the ordinary and operate within the sublime. Because here I am, an artist born and raised in Nigeria, living in the U.S. There is no way that the distance, from home would have a part to play in my ideas and the work I do. I tell people that I took a lot of things for granted while I was growing up, things that were happening around me, because I was isolated as a child, because my father was a secondary school principal, my mother was a teacher, and we lived in one secondary school compound or the other. So I didn't know a lot about the rituals, about the sacred objects of my tribe. I was more familiar with Western art. Of course, I made up for that deficiency later in life when I went back and really studied Yoruba art. So black people, wherever we are black. And wherever I go, if I live in Alaska, if I live in Norway, my Africanness will show. I don't even have, to force it out. It's part of me. It's the oxygen I breathe. But then the world is not isolated. The world has become a small place thanks to the internet, thanks to the computer. So I don't want to see myself as an African artist. I want to see myself basically as an artist talking to other men. Of course, I come from somewhere. There are certain things that influence me, and those things have to show in my work. I want my art to sing. I want it to resonate. I want to uh, capture the sheer decorativeness of life, the sheer beauty of life. Uh, if I take it from the first thing I talked about, my understanding of the cosmos, somebody, a friend of mine, an older friend of mine, Grace Hartigan, the director of the Hofburger School of Painting at the Maryland Institute, saw my paintings and said, whatever you are, Muyo, you are not a minimalist. So, yes, my view of the world, of the cosmos, is one where spirit and matter interact, interrelate, are interdependent. I see nature and life as being charged with energy. Things you can see, things you cannot see, things you can know, things that are unknowable. I can feel the energy of life. I can see it from the smallest particle of dust in the ground to the stars in the heaven, to the moon. So I'm constantly, as a human being, as an artist, being fascinated by the sheer beauty and mystery and magic of life. Everything excites me. I think life is just beautiful and wonderful, and we don't have enough time to really enjoy life. I tell people that my art is not about explaining things, it's about experiencing things. What is there to explain, really? I mean, it's like a bird singing. You really don't say, what is the bird singing about? You just say, wow, beautiful. I want people to react to my art that way. And most of the time, people see a lot in my art than I would ever see. And I say, that's the way it should be. I'm just the medium, I'm the hand, I'm the laborer that brings these things into being, the inspiration. The real author, the real artist is somewhere else. It's divine. So I'm just the hand, I'm just the tool that is being used. So you don't ask back what is symphony mean. You just enjoy. Most of the time, after I've painted a picture, I step back and I look at images myself. I look at things happening. And of course, I chuckle to myself, and I know that I'm just a hand, I'm just a medium. So I want people to see my painting and be able to interpret it whichever way they feel comfortable with. I don't want people to see a painting, mother and child, and so what, mother and child. I want my paint to, like the Heineken advert says, I want my art to get to places where other beers cannot reach. I want it to express things, moods, emotions that mere words cannot express. And this is where the art comes from the subconscious. Painting on a very basic level is creating a fictive world, creating a world from my imagination. It's like letting go, try to tap into divine sources, try to communicate with the spirit world. But the actual process itself is very boring, the application of paint. But most of the time when I'm painting, my mind is somewhere else. Most of the time my mind is not about the painting. I'm thinking of pleasurable things. I'm thinking of people who love me and people I love, especially my mom who's gone beyond. I'm thinking that this is my life's mission. This is my goal in life, and I have to do the best that I can. I try to paint every picture as if it's my last painting, and I always say that, of course, I better do the best I can now, because I won't have to repeat that particular painting. So most of the time when I'm painting, I just kind of let go. I want to, I want to distill my feelings, my innermost feelings. I want to reach into the xylem of my being. I want to reach into the crannies and corners of my soul and create images and forms and colors that come from my interior, from my innermost resources. When I want to paint, I really don't have any particular colors in mind. I have discovered that agonizing over where to start, what colors to use, what colors give, stands in the way of getting the job done. I've found a shortcut. I just paint. I look at the nearest color next to me. I look at maybe purple, maybe blue, because I paint with all kinds of colors. So I don't agonize over what colors to use. I start somewhere because I know I can always cover it up. I know I can always add something next to it. Having said that, of course, the process of now building the images using colors, some premeditation comes into it, because if I have an image, a form that is basically dark, then the surrounding have to be light, or else it will swallow the dark color, except I want that color swallowed in the ambience and the backdrop of the entire painting. So these are decisions I now take on a one-to-one basis. But most of the time, I just want to paint. I just want to, like the jazz musicians say, they say the worry a line. I just want to be able to create different moods and feelings with colors, all kinds of colors. And I come from a tradition from where men are not afraid to wear pink or red or green. Here in the Western Hemisphere, people are more conservative about the use of colors. Most of the time, at least in winter, people wear dark or monochromatic clothes. In Lagos, in my city in Nigeria, men wear big gowns of all kinds of colors, and you see patterns, abstract patterns and forms in the fabric that people wear. So that must have influenced me. Of course, I always think that painting is about using colors, and I'm not afraid to use colors. I think I love colors.